Hello, everybody. Jack Olmsted, Port Townsend pickleball player. Got my ball and my paddle. It's windy and rainy outside today, February the 15th, 2017. So I'm inside playing around with my pixels instead of pickleball. That's a joke. So I brought my own audience, my own laugh track. And today I'm going to show you how to create text photo collages using the free web app from Autodesk, Pixlr. I've known about Pixlr for probably over a year, but I haven't really done much with it at all. Actually, I've done nothing with it. And then last week I was surfing around YouTube, couldn't find any movies that interest me. I was looking for some entertainment. So a light bulb, oh, that's a joke too. A pickleball glow hit me. Why don't I do edutainment? Let's see if I can entertain myself by education. So I just started looking around YouTube. I don't know why I started looking for Pixlr videos, but I stumbled upon one that showed how you could integrate photos in with text. And I am going to now share my screen because you don't have to look at me. You can look at my presentation right here. There we go. This is the Port Townsend Pickleball Facebook event page, which is on the Port Townsend Pickleball Facebook group page. So this is where you can go and share your photo text collages with the other people that have watched this live stream or the recording of this live stream. So here is details of what this tutorial is all about. And I came here because there's a link to the video that I watched last week showing how to add pictures to text. Whoops, there's a little advertisement. So let me go over here. This is Pixlr. Oh God, I've got to turn off the sound because I've got it in my ear. Now what's going on? I'm loading the, I don't want the ad. Welcome to the live stream. I don't want the ad. In fact, I'm going to just click out of this. Okay. I'm going to go down here to turn off the doggone sound. Skip ad. Here we are. I can already skip the ad. What's going on? I can't click on. Okay, here we are. Okay, so this is the video that showed how to add pictures to text. And I thought, oh, that would be really cool. That would be very cool because we in Port Townsend, the Port Townsend Pickleball Group, we have a professional photographer, and he has been snapping a lot of cool pictures. And I was talking to him, when you can't play in a game, you sit on the sidelines waiting. And so we were chatting on the sidelines waiting to get into a game at the Mountain View gym courts. We play inside. We have 2 courts. We play Tuesdays, Thursdays, 11:30 to 2. I have been doing so since December the 6th, though we're starting a new program, I believe, next week. Anyway, we're sitting there. I'm talking to Doug Kurata. He is the professional photographer. And he said he doesn't do anything with Photoshop. He has Photoshop elements, but he has done nothing with it. And what he likes to do is take pictures. And I thought, oh, all these great pictures are coming out of him. We should highlight them to some degree. And so I watched this and I was like, oh, we could just integrate one of his pictures into text. And I was thinking, oh, pickleball. The word pickleball would be something that would be of interest to everybody in the pickleball community. And this is the actual picture that I was thinking about, where we've got a lineup of pickleball players and we have balls in the air. It's fun, it's lively, it's cool. So wouldn't that be of interest? Wouldn't that be a fun project to integrate that picture into the word pickleball? So I am going to go down. So that was my very first attempt. So this is my very first attempt at integrating this image into the pickleball text using Pixlr. Now, as you can see, I can see this is my very first attempt. And I'm a big proponent of pickleball, practicing, drilling, and getting that motor memory implanted. So it's a very natural stroke when you're playing the game. So I figured I'll do 10 of these text photo collages, and my 10th collage will be a lot different than my first collage. So this is my very first one, and I can already see some of the problems and issues. Now, I went through this 4-minute video right here over on YouTube, place an image and text with Pixlr editor. It took me like 2 hours to go through it because there were steps in there that I didn't understand. I, again, haven't worked with Pixlr, and I was confused. So I'd have to go back and forth and try to figure out what was in there that I wasn't getting. So this was my first attempt, and I threw it out there and had a lot of pats on the back. That's cool. Primarily, that's cool. And I kind of thought it was cool. But as you can see, working with one image, you're not able, a long image and you've got 10 characters, 10 letters in the word. You can't really align what you want with the text in the picture. As you can see, people's faces are cut off. Bob down here on the L's, you only see half his face. So you haven't got much control over the image at all. You just are throwing it on the text and you just hope for the best. Let me see, is this going to move on to the next image? No, this is just going to go on with the actual image that I used. Okay, yeah, back and forth. Okay. So then I was thinking, okay, what I really want is to have control over all the pictures. So this is my second attempt, and I can already see that this is all blurry. Whoops, no, it's not. Okay, it's not blurry. So this second attempt got very detailed. These are 9 images, and I was able to get faces put on the letters, but it took a long time. It took a really long time. And one of the issues of putting all the pictures or working with a lot of images on the text is you can't get a drop shadow at the end of the process, because the drop shadow is put in place by the actual pictures behind or in the text. So when you have 9 different drop shadows at play, it's out of control. So this came out kind of dark because I couldn't use a drop shadow, and I ended up putting a white background to it, and I think this looks much better than the black background. It looks like I got a little dot down there that I didn't wipe off. So anyway, I just wanted to give you a little background. So I'm not really an expert. I picked this up to last week, and I'm going to show you number 10, the 10th image, the 10th project that I'm going to work on. So if you have any questions, comments, please leave them in the text or the comments below this video on YouTube. And if you want to share any of your projects with the group that have watched this video, please do so over here on the Port Townsend Pickleball Facebook event page. And you can find us, do I have it? Yeah, you can find out about Port Townsend Pickleball Group by going to Google and typing in Port Townsend Pickleball. And right now, this is what you see. You go to our blog. You can go to our Facebook page group right here. This is actually on our blog. And from here, you just click the link and it will take you directly. Yeah, I guess I can click on the link. And this will take you directly to our Facebook group page, the Port Townsend Pickleball Facebook group page. And this is where a lot of information is getting posted. I post at least once a day, maybe 2 or 3 times a day, 4 or 5 times a day. Whatever I find, I share here. So that's how you can find us. And if you're traveling to the Pacific Northwest, if you're traveling to Seattle, please stop in and say hello, and let's play a game of pickleball together. We have private courts around, and we have public courts, and we post times and days that we all get together and play. So here we go. I'm going to get rid of, what am I getting rid of? I'm going to get rid of this video up here. I'm going to get rid of the Facebook page. Whoops, am I getting rid of too much? I'm going to get rid of this. So all I have open here is going to be Pixlar, and the group page, the the Facebook event page, and I can monitor this. If you want to send me a comment, a question, while I'm doing this live feed, you can do so. I got to keep this under an hour, folks. I'm already 15 minutes into it, and we're going to start right now. So I'm going to edit at this point the beginning of the tutorial. So to get to Pixlr, all you have to do is type in pixlr.com, and you will be staring at this page. If you are interested, you can get yourself an account. I did. It's free. I'm not getting harassed. I think it's well worth it because they give you space, and you can put your pictures and your work on the cloud, on the Pixlr cloud, and that works for me. I don't see any downfalls of being a member, so I'm a member, and I would encourage you to be a member. This is how it goes. So to create a new image, you come here to create a new image. Kaboom! You give the image a name. So this name is going to be PB for Pickleball, for Port Townsend Pickleball. And this is going to be my 9th image. Now you have a lot of presets that you can work with. Here you got a slider bar, and you can go down. You can see you got movie mode, 1080p, movie mode, 480p, skyscraper, all kinds of different sizes. A lot of banners. What I'm using presently is 1024 by 768. That's a preset. If you want to change the numbers here's a little slider, and you can slide the bar here so that you can have it the width anything you want. You can come in here and you can add numbers, and that changes the width. Same with the height, works just like the width. Okay, boom, boom, boom. But for me, I am going to stay with a 1024 768. And a little tip, it's better to make your image large and then scale down, as opposed to make your image small and try to scale up. You try to scale up, you're going to get all blurry, and it's not going to work. So work with a large canvas, and everything should work out for you. So you click OK, and kaboom, here is our page. This is our canvas. We can come down here and expand it so we can see exactly how big the canvas is on the screen. Okay, that's actually how large it is. That's our workspace. And I've always working with a black background. So you come down here and you click on the black color. These are all toggable. Click, click, click. Okay. If you want to select a color, here you can move this around to select any color. You can move this on the wheel, which gives you more colors to work with. I found this to be valuable. This is all the colors that show up clean on the web. So you can go to web, and you can click on black. It automatically selects it for you here. And boom, there's black. You come up here to your paint bucket tool. And then you come over here to your white canvas. You do one click, and bam, it's black. We got a black canvas. Next thing you want to do is add text to your black canvas. what you can do is come down here and click on white because we want a white text on a black background. This is your text tool, or type tool. Then you position it anywhere on the canvas. We'll position it right here. And here is the size. Now I was working on this earlier, and the size is 130, but normally it comes up at 30. You want to make the text as big as possible because you want to be working in a text size that has as much real estate on it as possible so that you can lay down your photos. So, I mean, you can do what you want, but for me, I choose 130. That's the largest that you can get. And then in terms of fonts, these are all the fonts that are on my Chromebook. I don't have a computer. I have a Chromebook. Everything that I work with is in the cloud, and it's on a Chromebook. You can get them for about $100. This one here was $200 about 2 years ago. But I'm on a Chromebook. So these are the fonts that I have on the Chromebook. I don't know how to add fonts, and maybe for my edutainment one night, I will go and find out how to add fonts to a Chromebook. But right now, I am using what the good Google Corp has given me. So I'm just going to select the very first one at the top, and I've been using Pickleball, 10 characters, and I find that very limiting. So for this tutorial, I'm going to just use 4 characters. The smaller amount of characters, I think, the better, because then you can put more. You have more canvas to work with. So I'm going to go PT PB. Port Townsend Pickleball, baby. This is kind of like, instead of a drinking game, this is going to be a ball and paddle game. So I found that the font that I have that gives me the most real estate, that's got the fattest, I want the fattest font that I can find. That's Arial Black right here. Arial Black. This is the fattest one I can find. If you can find anything fatter, better, let me know. So this is how you start. You click OK. Now what you have to do is come up here to Layer, the Layer drop-down menu, and go to Raster Size Layer. I don't know why, but you got to raster size it before you can move on to the next step. The next step is to expand that text, make it bigger on the canvas. You come down here to Free Transform, or you got keyboard keys, it could be Control-T. That gives you the ability to use these little handles and make your text as big as you want. And because I chose the font, the font size at the beginning at 130, this thing isn't going to be this is going to be as clear as it can possibly get. It's not going to be fuzzy. If I selected 30, the font size of 30, when you start playing around with getting it large like this, it starts to get a little fuzzy. You can kind of see around the inside of the P's and inside of the B's, there's a little fuzziness going on there. And that's because I'm blowing this up pretty big, but I want it blown up. So we're playing around with 4 characters because I want as big a canvas size as I can possibly get. Okay, so now that I've got my text as big as I want it, I come outside the dialog box. and I do a left click, and it says apply changes. It's like, yes, I want to apply those changes. Now the next step, which I have been forgetting, is now we want to flatten the text to the background. We want to merge the two. Right now we're in layers. This is a text layer, and this is the background layer, two different layers. So we want them both merged together. And I'm doing a right click up here on layers. You see this? And I'm going to flatten the image right here. Kaboom. So it's flattened, and those two layers are now merged into one. Now it looks like when you first get this, when this pops up on your screen, the layer dialog box is in there, is on the screen like this, and you don't see how you can scroll down any more layers. I'm going to show that to you in a minute. I'm getting ahead of myself. Okay, so now we've got the text flattened or merged with the background. And now we can get to work on pictures. Next step, you go to layers, layer drop-down menu, open an image as a layer. Kaboom. And this is going out to my desktop or to my computer. And it's going to show me the pictures that I have to work with. This is in a folder that I called Pickleball Personalities. And these are the pictures that I snapped with my cell phone yesterday in anticipation of creating this photo text collage on Pixlr. So actually I did this one yesterday. You can go see that on the Port Townsend Pickleball Facebook event page using Ruthie's image right here. She was the very first person that I snapped or I took a picture of yesterday. Yeah, that's me back in the day, twin sons, and two nieces there on the side. Yeah, back in the day, twin sons. They both, Madison and Zane, they play pickleball, and they're very good. And we have good games, good get-togethers when we play pickleball. Anyway, Ruthie was the very first one, and she didn't want her face. She said my face isn't picture ready or something like that. So I said, okay, hold up the paddle, and we snapped it. And actually, I thought that was pretty cool. And then the very last picture, this is Luke, and I had him put his paddle up against his face so that we could have a male-female thing going, yin and yang. Anyway, and I was thinking 10 pictures, 10 characters. Well, I changed my whole process. I'm going to go with 4 characters, and I'm going to show you how to do this. I'm selecting Joy's picture right here. She's got a nice, bright smile. And this is going to load in the image. Now you can see it's really, really big. My phone takes great pictures. What can I say? They're huge. So what we want to do is we want to cut that down to size. So I'm going up here to the edit, clicking on free transform. You're going to use this a lot. Free transform is the bomb. You got little handles here. You hold down the shift key to keep things square. If you don't, things can get out of square, and people's faces can start looking pretty weird. So I'm holding down the shift key, and I'm going to bring this down. Whoa, not that far down. Come on. I need to grab it and bring it up. And then I'm going to bring it up. And I'm going to bring it down again. We're just trying to get this so that I can work with it. I'm going to make Joy, her picture is going to be in the P. Okay, so I got the picture smaller. I go outside the canvas. I left click. Up comes the dialog box. Apply changes. Yes. Kaboom. And now what I want to do is work with the opacity. Now, you might have your layers. I'm over here in the layer screen right here. You might have your layer box looking like this. And in order to get the slider bar for your opacity, you click right here, this little icon, and up comes the opacity dialog box. And now you can use your slider to make that layered image appear as layer number 2. You can make it fainter. Okay, so now I'm going to come up here and grab the move tool, and now I can move. Well, actually, that looks pretty doggone good. Any of them are going to look kind of interesting. So now I can go and I can move this where I want it. And I can play around with the size too. If I'm trying to get the size a little bit better, I can, what do I do here? Oh, I come up here to the free transform, holding down on the shift key because I want to keep things square. And I can now get Joy's picture on the P. Okay, so now her picture's on the P. That's where I want it. And now I go over to off the canvas. I click outside the canvas. I say okay. So that's all okay. So now I'm ready to put that image on the text. The way you do that is you come up here. Well, actually, you go over here to the layer box again. You click on the background. The background is selected. You then go over to the magic tool. No, the wand tool. The wand tool. You click on the wand tool. You then come into the canvas. You click on the background. We're talking about the black background. You click on it, and then you have all these ants running around your image or your canvas and your image. So now that you got the magic, or you got the wand tool selected and you got all these magic ants running around, we're going to erase Joy's picture from the background. And so you go to your eraser bar, click, there's your eraser. We come over here to layers, you click on layer 2, and now you want to have you don't want a fuzzy brush, you want a fine brush. Is that a fine brush? A whole brush? You don't want a fuzzy brush, non-fuzzy brush. And you've got the abilities to select, and you can see the numbers up here, 30, 50. I'm going with 100 because I just want to whitewash everything. You click outside over here, click outside to select the tool. Kaboom. If you select it in the canvas, it's going to make a mark. And now this is an eraser tool. So now we're going to erase. And we're erasing everything that we don't want right here. Okay. So now we've got Joy's picture on the P. Now so now I'm going to deselect things. I'm going to deselect the moving ants. You come up here to deselect all. Kaboom. I've deselected all. Now you can see that there's a little piece of Joy in the P, the P hole. I am not, I get, that's just what comes to mind. I'm not making, yeah, the pee hole, the dark hole of the pee. I'm going to stop right there. Anyway, here, I'm going to select the magic wand again. I'm coming down here. It's not the magic wand. What is this? This is the wand tool, just the wand tool. Now I'm going to select just this. Nope, see, that's not working. Why isn't it working? Because I haven't selected the background. I'm selecting the background, and now I come over here, kaboom! That's selected. Now I can come up here with my eraser, and I can erase. Nope, that's not working. I'm doing a Control-Z. That's going to undo what I just did. I'm going to come down here to, I don't do background, I do layer. Now, when I have my layer selected, I can move that little piece of joy out of that area, okay? So that's the basis of putting images to the text. Yeah, you load up an image, and then you put it in the text, and then you erase it, and then it's just a lot of doing that. So I'm going to do this 4 times. We go to layer, open image. I'm going to grab Doug Carrata, the professional photographer in our pickleball group. He's going to be the T, Mr. T. And this is taking some time. Why is it taking some time to open up the file? Am I going to crash? Let me get out of that. Let me get out of this. Let me deselect it. I'm going to hit the Control-D. That's a shortcut that deselected the background. Now I'm going to go up to layer. I'm going to open up an image in the new layer, select a file to open, and am I going to get a file to work with? If not, I'm going to have to shut this down. One thing we don't like is waiting on computers, waiting on things to load. So where is Doug? Doug is right here. I select him from the batch. I click open. He's, again, very large on the screen. I'm going to free distortion. Is that it? I'm hitting shift and going to work this down. I'm going to work him down so I can put him on the T. I'm only going to work with 3 images. I'm going to put somebody on the PB just to save time. So I'm going to see about this being the size. Yeah, I want to apply the changes. I come over here to the layers menu. I'm working with the opacity, so I'm bringing this down. So I'm going over here to the move tool, and I can move this around just like that. Okay, so now the next thing we want to do is, again, see, I don't have background over here in my layers window. I have to grab the layers, bring it out a little bit, and then the scroll bar is visible, so I can work with the scroll bar. That's because they want their ads showing over here. I tried clicking the X box over there, and it doesn't show the layer menu over here. You have to go full screen, and I don't want to go full screen. This is my workaround. So I'm going to click on background. I'm going over here with the wand tool. I'm going to click in the canvas with the wand tool. I'm getting the moving ants, and now I'm going to click on the eraser. I'm now going to go to Doug's layer, which is number 3. Number 3 is selected, and now I can erase everything that's not in the T. And as you can see, I'm going to take my finger off the tool, and now I'm going to continue to erase. Well, when I say tool, it's off the mouse button. I'm holding the mouse button down and I'm erasing. And we're talking about the right mouse button. I'm erasing everything. Look at that. Part of Doug got into the P over here. So now we've got a little bit of Doug on Joy. And, you know, there are 2 ways that we can go about this. And so anyway, now we're going to deselect. No, we're not. No, we're not. We're not going to deselect yet. We are going to come up here to the edit menu, and we're going to invert the selection. So I inverted. So now everything is reversed. Now I can take my eraser. See over here in this P, there's a little bit of green in the P. I don't want that there. I'm now going to hold down and I can erase what's in the P. So now I can erase what's in the letters, not what's on the background. And so now I'm going to come up here. I'm going to deselect. I'm coming down here to the background. I'm going to click on background, right? I'm coming over here to the wand tool. Now I'm going to select the P. Now I got to come up here to Don's image, select the image, come over here to the eraser, and now I can erase Don's image from the P. Kaboom, okay? So, looking kind of interesting, kind of good. The problem is we probably don't want Don's green background on top of kind of Joy's face. And that's very easily changed. I'm coming up here, I'm going to deselect all, kaboom, deselect all. What you can do is we can move Don's layer underneath can I do it? Underneath Joy's layer. And when Food Co-op is calling me, probably for my order. So when we come up here and we play with opacity and we bring this up, now you can see that Joy's head is over the top of Don's image, but they're both green, and we can play around with that right now. And the way we can do that is with the clone tool. So what we want to do is we want to select. Well, this is the way I've been doing it, and you might be able to do it differently. You go to the background, select background, and get your wand tool, select P, and now the P is selected. Now we go to our clone tool, which is right here, clone tool. And now we want, you hold down the control key as you hit the mouse button, and that's going to now clone everything over here. What? I need to, okay, so here we go. I'm going to erase that. We come up to the image, which is layer number 3, and now we hit our clone tool right here. Where's my clone tool? Control, left mouse button, and now when I hold down the mouse button and I move this around, I can fill in, or maybe there's a better way. I know there's a better way. I'm just going to get my picker. See, I'm still learning. Here's my picker. I'm going to pick this color here. I'm going to go up here to my photo bucket, and I'm going to go just fill that in for me, okay? Whoops. Yeah, so it filled it in. Okay, that's good enough for government work in my mind. And then we got a little bit of overlap right here, and I could go in and mess around with that later if I want. Same thing for down here. I'm going to get my picker. I'm going to select this color of his shirt. I'm coming up to the paint bucket, and I'm just going to fill this in so it looks like, whoops, I've got to select it. So I'm going to do a Control D, that's deselect. I'm now going, oh, look at that. We got a little bit of an issue. So that's weird. See right here, the P, and I'm going to have to play around with that a little bit. I don't know what happened. And I don't want to do it right now because time is of an essence. So I'm going to go to the I'm going to the, I got to go over here. I got to select the background. See, there's a lot of things going on. Go to the wand tool. And I don't know if I even have to do this because it's just going to throw it on the white. Let's see what happens. I'm just going to go to my paint bucket, background, hit the paint bucket. Yeah. Oh, look at that. There are some things that are in play that I'm not aware of. I bet you this is a remnants of something else, of the old, let's see what's going on. I bet you it's going to be layer 2. Layer 2, and if I get the, nope, that's not moving it. That's not getting it out of there. I don't know why this is happening down here. I'm going to have to play around with it. Anyway, I'm just showing you how to get pictures and move things around. This is a new wrinkle for me that I'm going to have to figure out. Okay, so I'm going to go on to the third image. We're going on to the third image here. Again, I'm not an expert. I'm just showing you what I know. Under an hour, so I got 10 minutes left. Okay. Waiting for the screen, waiting for the thing to open up. And I am going to grab Luke. Yeah, I want Luke with the paddle. Okay, so I'm holding down the shift key. Oh no, I'm coming up here to free transform, and I'm going to hold down the shift key and bring Luke to size. Okay, grab him again and bring him down to size. Yeah, I'm cutting Luke down to size. I'm going to put him on these two. So let's just see how that looks. Clicking outside the canvas, click, yes. Playing with the opacity, getting this down in here. And now I'm going to go over to the move tool, grab the move tool, and position Luke's eyes right here. Okay, this is just for fun. Okay, so now what do? I come up here and I come over here. Background, select the wand tool. We're going to get the moving ants going. I go up to Luke's layer. Kaboom. And I'm going to now use my eraser. It's at 100. I see it up there at 100. And I'm just going to erase all this stuff. See, it's much better to work with larger characters than smaller characters. It depends on your effect. It depends on what you're looking for. I'm going all over the road. I'm trying to go faster. Okay, come on. Which means I'm going slower because I want to go faster. So now I'm just getting this all out of the way. Okay. Okay, so now we've got Luke. And I'm going to deselect, Control D, shortcut. I now have to go down to the background. I'm over in the layer section, the layer dialog box. I'm going to my magic, no, not magic, it's the wand. Hit the wand. Now, if you're going to do several selections, you hold the shift key and then you hit with the the left mouse button, and it will open up several areas, several moving ant areas. Okay, and now I go up here to layer 4, get my eraser tool, and I erase this stuff. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, I got 7 minutes left. Yeah, this stuff down here is bugging me, and I'm going to figure it out. And I'll just put in the text description of how I figured this out. Okay, so we're going to bring up Luke's opacity to 100%. And Control D, I'm deselecting. And there you have it. You got images on text, nice big fat images on a nice big fat text. So one of the things that you can do, we're here, I'm at the move tool here. Put down drop shadows, put down shadows, and you do that. This little icon here, 1, 2, 3, the third one in on the layers palette, you click on it, and up comes a dialog box, the layer styles. You can just move this any place you want. You can't move it outside. Can't move it where the ads are, though. You click on drop shadow, and it shows nothing. Outer glow, inner glow. Now this is all coming from the image. It's not coming from the background. It's coming from the image. And on one of the videos I was watching, you can have an opacity scale that's shown up here, but I'm not seeing it. I don't see anything. So this is what I have to work with right now. If you can show me any different, please do so in the comments below this video. You got bevel. Bevel doesn't really do much for me. I kind of like that outer glow look. And so I've got 4 minutes left. So I did that with Luke's image. I'm going to do that with Joy's image as well. Drop shadow, outer glow, inner glow. Interesting. Okay. Okay. I'm racing against the clock. Now I'm going to do that with Doug's image. Come down here. You can already see that there was an issue with Joy's image because it was so small. Outer glow, inner glow. Okay. And again, this is the image. And so over here, I did a paste or the paint bucket fill, and we don't get any glow over here. We do get here from Joy. Joy's right in here. You can see a little glow, and that's just the way it's going. Okay, so now we got PT Pickleball. We got images in there. The last thing that I do is I'm over here, this palette. I click on white text. I come up here. I'm putting in the text, and I type in Port Townsend. Now I don't want 130. I want more like 30. And I don't want a fat Arial. I want a narrow Arial. And I want to move this down here. And I'm going to click on OK. And here's my move tool. And I can move this around. Yeah, that's kind of where I wanted it. I want it right on the P. In fact, I could put it inside the letter, but I think it's going to look pretty good right here. And now that that is selected, I'm going to do a crop of this. Let's come down here to the background. So I'm cropping the background. And I'm going to crop the background right here. Okay, hit the enter key. Enter key, I've cropped it. I'm now going to save it. You come up here, you save. I'm going to save it to my computer. Whoop, there it is. So it's going to my computer, I'm going to make this 100%. Working please, okay. And I click OK, and it says, okay, you're going to save it over here. And it's like, yeah, I'm going to save it over there. And I'm at the end of the session. So thank you so much for watching. Comment. And we'll see you on the pickleball courts. Image saved. Okay, I've got to delete. I got to get out of here. I'm seconds. What's going on? F5. Okay, here we go. Thank you so much. Stop.